right now. It's 5:58. We're going to head over to the Space Coast right now. We're going to hear remarks from NASA and SpaceX officials on scrubbing the launch today due to weather. Let's go right now to the Space Coast and listen in to Jim Bridenstine.
These things, this is no different, and we get a lot of great data from doing what we just did. So today was a good day for NASA. It was a good day for SpaceX, and we've got a lot to look forward to. So I want to say congratulations to both of the teams, and let's go get this done. I know we're up for it. Saturday is going to be a great day, and here we go again. So thank you to everybody for all the great work. Marie, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Those were some great insights from.
All right, well, you just heard a very, very short statement there, just really basically saying that, of course, scrubbed today, this launch was scrubbed due to weather, and we all know now the new launch date as well as the time, and that is going to be Saturday at 3:21. Again, if you're just joining us and you've missed all the excitement, the launch today has been scrubbed because of weather. So right now at 6 o'clock straight up, we are going to toss it out to the Space Coast so we can check in with Chief Meteorologist Brian Carrick, who's standing by.
Hey Tammy, yes, wind picking up a little bit now as we watch some more storms to our west, eventually heading this direction. It's been a day filled with weather. We started with some sunshine, started heating up. The dew points were very sticky, and storms started firing up. We ended up with everything from torrential rain to some gusty wind and frequent lightning, and for a short time, even a tornado warning that included parts of northern Brevard County, although nothing ever did touch down. But now we've kind of quieted down. Of course, lightning around launch time is what unfortunately led to the scrubbing of today's launch. Lightning was just too close, and it was too frequent. We still have some lightning strikes out there right now, as I mentioned. Here, though, quieting down, that wind picking up. We even have some folks out doing a little kayaking here in what actually has become a very comfortable evening. We are going to take a look at Storm Tracker 13 Doppler radar and the storms moving across Central Florida. And I know Mallory also has a flood advisory. We're going to have that coming up in about 10 minutes. See you back, Jerry?
All right, thank you so much, Chief Meteorologist Brian Carrick, coming to you live from Titusville. He's just a few steps away from where we are right now. So let's go ahead and let you know that the two astronauts actually just got off of the area where they're supposed to be taking off today. The egress team went in there, helped them out, and so they have just done that. They got on their Teslas and now are on their way back, Jerry, to a very specific area where they'll be quarantined once again for the next few days until Saturday for the next attempt, Jerry?
Yeah, they're in the astronaut crew quarters. That's where they're headed right now. They just left launch pad 39A. It took quite some time to get them out of the Crew Dragon after being situated in it, locked in, all the communication checks and making sure there are no pressure leaks, and then they have to get out because of the scrub. So made their way down the launch tower and back in those Tesla Model X vehicles back to the astronaut crew quarters, and that's where they will stay until Saturday, the new launch time, 3:22 p.m. on May 30th. So they'll stay there until then. May have some time with family. Their families have also been quarantined for quite some time. I do want to show you that they do have the astronaut patch out. My wife actually secured this, so you can see Benkin Hurley. A lot of history, Yvette, made here on the Space Coast, and we'll just have to wait till Saturday.
Yeah, these two guys have been training for this together for the last 5 years. As we know, they've been longtime buddies. They have been in each other. They were in each other's weddings, so they've known each other for a long, long time, and they're going to be spending even more time together for the next couple of days until we look ahead to Saturday. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and check in now as we continue with our live team coverage with Greg Pallone, who's joining us live from the Kennedy Space Center. So we see the clock there behind you. We're going to have to just go ahead and wait until Saturday, right?
Yep, as they say, we're going to re-rack it, Beth and Jerry. And really, we saw the crew there leaving, getting into the Teslas. If you re-rack that and rewind what happened today, we essentially went through a wet dress rehearsal for this test flight. I'll show you some video now of the crew, Doug Hurley and Bob Binkin, as they were leaving the Neil Armstrong Operations and Checkout building. That was earlier this afternoon. They made their way to those Teslas and drove out from that building off to pad pad 39A, very historic pad, the site of many historic launches. And then they arrived at the pad, then did their ingress as this launch timeline was progressing just fine, all the milestones being met. And then once the hatch closed, the crew was in there. They were there for several hours, and that's when that 17 minutes came and actually had the scrub that was called 17 minutes before 4:33. Matter of fact, we're going to do something a little unconventional right now really quick. We're actually seeing the crew being led in those Teslas. We're going to show this to you live as they pass. Our John Shaban focusing his camera right over there. You can see the two Teslas being escorted by those police vehicles here at the Kennedy Space Center. Both the astronauts are driving those specialized Teslas for this particular mission as they're driving by. Again, a little unconventional as we're looking over the press mound as they were going back to the Armstrong operations and checkout building, which is several miles to the south from where we are. But there you see the clear view of those two astronauts after going through this wet dress rehearsal today, gearing up for now Saturday at 3:22 in the afternoon. Those astronauts will be quarantined, as Jerry mentioned just a moment ago. Hopefully get some family time, as he mentioned as well. This as the rocket and the Crew Dragon is prepped for this second launch attempt. Not atypical that you have a first flight, especially a crewed first flight that does go through a scrub, especially when you have an instantaneous launch window. Really no time to work through that. The weather, it actually appeared that after the launch window expired, it was looking a little bit better, but there was just simply no time to work with in this particular situation. So, Beth and Jerry, let's be optimistic that we'll have a second attempt of this historic launch. The Commercial Crew Program, SpaceX are working with NASA to send their astronauts to the International Space Station. First flight, something like this has happened in almost a decade out here on the Space Coast. Electric for sure, excitement for sure. Let's hope it all happens on Saturday. Back to you.
And it's so historic, Greg. That's why President Donald Trump and the First Lady, also the Vice President, came to town. First time a President and a Vice President came to see a launch together. And we understand that President Donald Trump has tweeted that he will be back on Saturday for this historic launch. Beth?
Can I just say hashtag super cool when our own photographer John Shaban hones in on that live picture of the two astronauts, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, just driving yards away from our crew there, Greg Palone. So thank you for that. Okay, our live team coverage continues right now with Curtis McLeod. Curtis, I know that you're working right now and you're over in the Port Canaveral area, but a quick congratulations to you. You're a new dad again. And even though you've got a newborn, you're still giving us your all and joining us for our coverage today. So it was a packed house. Are you seeing folks move out?